A bombshell was dropped about J6, Nancy Pelosi, her role in J6, and all the undercover feds and what actually happened. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ANN American News Network. I'm your host, Vlad. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Midas Gold Group, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get right into the news. Let's hear the notes. Huge updates out of Washington, D.C. Stephen D'Antuono, who used to be the head of the Detroit FBI office, he was moved over to the Washington, D.C. FBI office right before J6 incident. He wrote a memo, and in it he said that there were so many FBI agents and FBI operatives among Trump's supporters on J6 that the FBI actually lost track of how many agents they actually had who acted as though they were Trump supporters. They lost track. And now he is publicly asking people to come forward so that they can get a, quote, head count of how many operatives the FBI had in the crowd that day. On top of that, he admitted that the FBI informants were out of control, and he admitted that his agents, quote, thought that they were supposed to incite riots and violence, and that they thought that they were supposed to go in to the Capitol, end of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not coming from someone. This is under oath testimony in front of Congress from some people in very high positions. He's probably going to become Hillary's friend for a while. Then he'll be on a list. I don't know. On top of that, Jim Jordan has subpoenaed the FBI director Chris Wray and said, quote, you guys have been lying. You have been misdirecting us, and you have been purposefully not answering questions. And now we have in weighing from the FBI officials that you were infiltrating that January 6th crowds, and you've now been subpoenaed to testify before our committee. End of quote. So now Jim Jordan sends a subpoena to Chris Wray and says, you've been lying, you've been misleading us, you've been misdirecting us. You told us there were no FBI agents. Now we know for a fact there were so many that you lost track. On top of this, yesterday, former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund came forward and said that the National Guard was offered. 10,000 National Guards were offered by President Trump. He also said that Nancy Pelosi has been lying and being untruthful about many of the J6 details, including the fact that they spoke 3 times about Capitol security leading up to J6 and the breach, and she lied about all 3 times. So, former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund said that Nancy Pelosi's lying. Trump offered us 10,000 guardsmen. 10,000 National Guards. And Nancy Pelosi said, that never happened. He said, that's a lie. 3 times leading up to the event, I spoke to her about it. I told her we should do this, but she brushed it off. Tucker Carlson tried to expose this, but no one would listen to him. And Tucker even interviewed Stephen Sund about J6, and the media and the left either completely and totally ignore him, or they call it lies and a conspiracy theory. So yeah, a few days ago, Tucker Carlson on his new show on X had Stephen Sund, and the media either does not cover it or says it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, the guy who was working hand in hand with Nancy Pelosi, but because Nancy is Speaker of the House, she makes the final decision about Capitol security. He says she's lying about it. It's crazy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know they indicted Trump about this. But many Republicans are calling to subpoena Nancy Pelosi about J6. So they indicted Trump over J6. Look at God's timing, ladies and gentlemen. They indicted him a month ago over J6. And now all this is coming out. And Stephen's son actually said, I will go to Trump's trial and testify on his behalf. I'll speak the truth if no one else will. This is amazing. This is good news, but let me know down below in the comments, what do you think is going to be the end result of J6? When are we going to close the book on it and move on? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Midas Gold Group. They are a Christian military family, second generation owned gold, silver, and precious metals company. They save your money and help you protect your money against Bidenomics, inflation, high gas prices. We know that 401ks are nothing now. People have been saving their money just to lose it to inflation. But one way to protect your money from bank runs, from a collapse of the dollar, is to put your money into something physical, something you can touch, hold, and sell without needing a bank. And that is gold, silver, and precious diamonds. You can contact them at MidasGoldGroup.com or call them at 480-3603-000. They are the only gold, silver, and precious metals company in the United States that are endorsed by Sebastian Gorka. Contact them, mention Vlad from American News Network to get a bunch of free silver when you open up an IRA account. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you everyone who shares my videos on Facebook and Twitter. It means a lot. Thank you to everyone who subscribes. If you're not subscribed yet, please make sure to do that now. Also hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, hit the bell notification button so you are notified every time I upload. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Trump 2024 or sooner.